Welcome in on this Saturday evening. Jesse Ray with you from Stockton High School as we get set for the final game of the boys play-in side of the bracket. So far today we have seen the number 6 seed Trigo Golden Eagles defeat the number 11 seed Smith Center Redmond 52-39. Trigo moves on into the first round of the bracket. They will take on the number 3 seed TMP down at the pit, Al Billinger Fieldhouse on Tuesday. Smith Center falls to the backside of the bracket, or down to the feather part of the bracket. They will play Oakley at a neutral site at 6 o'clock on Tuesday as Oakley lost to Hill City 54-27. So Hill City moves on. They will take on the number 2 seed Plainville on Tuesday as Plainville 7-1 on the year. Hill City came in 3-2 on the year. They are now 4-2 on the year. So Hill City moves on. They will take on Plainville. Our next game and the final game of the night, the number 8 seed Phillipsburg Panthers take on the number 9 seed Stockton Tigers. The winner will move on, take on Hoxie on a Tuesday out in Hoxie. So this is how these two teams match up. The Phillipsburg Panthers coming to this ball game 5-4 on the year. They are 3-1 in the Mid-Continent League as they lost to Ellison night number 1 of the season 54-40. Since then, they have beat Hill City 44-38. They beat Plainville 53-52, and in the final, their last game on Tuesday, they beat Smith Center 67-51. They are led by Ty Sides. He's averaging 13.9 points a game, 7.2 rebounds, 6.2 assists. That leads the team in every one of those categories. He also shoots the best from the free throw line at 66%. Leading the team in field goal percentage is Austin Miller. He had a huge game against Smith Center. He finished with a double-double, his first double-double of the season, and he tied his career high of 18 points. That is also his season high. He hit 18 last year during the season as well. He's also leading the team with 11 blocks. Leading the team in three-point percentage is Kagan Keaton. He's shooting 33% from the field. He's 13 of 40 on the season. For the Stockton Tigers, they are led by their 6'1 junior, Ethan Means. He leads the team in points per game at 13.7. He's second on the team in rebounds of 5.2. Cameron Hamel actually leads the team, but saw him in a leg brace earlier. He's out there in a leg brace, so he will not be suited up tonight. Means also leads the team in assists per game at 3.1. Josh Coleman leads the team in field goal percentage of 43%, and he also leads the team in three-point percentage at 38%. Means leads the team in a free throw percentage. He's shooting 90% from the charity stripe. He's 18 of 20 on the year. The Stockton Tigers 4-5 on the season. They are coming off of a loss on Thursday. They lost to Oakley 36-32. So Smith Center on a 2-game winning streak. Stockton on a 1-game losing streak coming into this ball game. Taking a look at your starting lineups for Kyle Cox and Stockton Tigers. It will be number 10, a 6'1 junior, Ethan Means. Also will be number 14, a 5'11 junior, Troy Rogers. Looks like number 15, a 5'11 junior, Jace Hull. And number 21, a 6' senior, Ben Rogers for the Panthers. Number 2, a 5'9 junior, Kagan Keaton. Number 10, a 6'5 senior, Austin Miller. Number 12, a 5'9 junior, Ty Sides. Number 14, a 5'9 senior, Tyler Martin. And number 32, a 6'1 senior, Parker Dibble. The Panthers head coached by Keith Sides. Again, they come into this ball game 5-4 on the year, 3-1 in league play. The Stockton Tigers 4-5 on the year, 1-3 in MCL play. The Tigers in those road blue jerseys, white numbers, and the black trim. The Panthers in their home white jerseys, navy numbers, and the gold trim. As Ben Rogers steps into the center circle for the Stockton Tigers. Stepping in for the Panthers will be Austin Miller. Again, he had a huge night the other night against Smith Center. He had 18 points, finished with double-digit rebounds as well, his first double-double of the season. Coach Sides would love to see more of that out of his big man underneath. We'll see what happens tonight. The winner takes on Hoxie on Tuesday night, the number 1 seed in this year's tournament. Miller wins the tip in the hands of Sides. Sides goes right to left on your radio dial. Martin has it right wing. Martin looks inside, now goes out front between the circles to Keaton, the left wing, the sides, inside for Dibble. Dibble, backside pass for Keaton, right elbow shots on its way off the glass, too hard, no good, rebounded by Cognac. Cognac ahead to Means. Ethan Means left to right on your radio dial, down to the left wing, picks up his dribble out front to Rogers. That's Troy Rogers with it. Gets the screen out front from Cognac. He'll spot up for 3, does Rogers, and he buries it. So Troy Rogers gets the Tigers on the board, and they now lead 3-0 over the Phillipsburg Panthers here in the final game of the day at the Stockton High School. The boys have play-in games for the Mid-Continent League Basketball Tournament. Stockton, the 9 seed, leads the number 8 seed. Phillipsburg Panthers 3-0. Sides has it to the left wing to Martin. Martin inside for Miller. Miller goes to work, gets it to Dibble to the right corner to Keaton. Keaton's shot no good for 3. Rebounded underneath there by Troy Rogers. His first rebound of the game as he gets it out to Ethan Means. Means brings it back up the court for Stockton. Drives in, kicks it out to Hull. Hull at the left wing, guarded tightly by Kagan. Keaton kicks it out front to Ben Rogers. Rogers on the dribble. He's between the circles. Picks up his dribble. Dribble closes out. Stolen away by Keaton. Kagan on the fast break. Bounce past the Dibble. Dibble's layup is up and good. Parker Dibble tied his career high with 13 points the other night against Smith Center. So the big guys both had great nights, as Ty Sides also with 22 for the Panthers in that ball game. Ben Rogers, 3 on its way from the right wing. No good. Rebounded by Tyler Martin. Martin pushes it up ahead to Keaton. Keaton back to Martin. Martin's shot on the way. 3 no good. Rebounded by Keaton. Keaton inside, or Dibble inside for Miller. Tipped out. Last touch by Austin Miller, and it will be Stockton basketball. 6:06 left to go in the first quarter. Stockton leads Phillipsburg 3-2 here in the final play-in game of the boys bracket of the 2020 Mid-Continent League Basketball Tournament. Ethan Means brings it back up the court for Stockton, working against Kagan Keaton. Means out front, picks up his dribble at the spike line of the volleyball court, gives it to Cognac, left elbow. Cognac drives in, shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Miller. Miller pushes it ahead to Martin. Martin bounce past her Dibble, tipped out and stolen away by Troy Rogers. Rogers ahead to Ben Rogers. Ben back to Troy. Troy Rogers bounce pass ahead to Ethan Means. Ford twins check in for the Panthers. They set up the scorer's desk awaiting the next dead ball so they can come into the ball game. Ty Sides steals the entry pass away. Ty brings it back the other way. Between the circles is Ty Sides to the left wing to Kagan Keaton. Keaton back out front to Sides. Sides between the circles gets a screen for Miller. Back out to Miller goes the basketball. Now to Keaton left wing. Keaton picked up tightly by Ben Rogers out front to Martin. Now to Sides. Ty right wing three's on its way. Rattles out, no good. Rebounded by Troy Rogers. And he tries to pass it ahead to Cognac. Out of bounds goes the basketball. Panther basketball. 5:09 left to go in the first quarter. Joel and Jeremy Ford both come in. Parker Dibble takes a seat. Tyler Martin takes a seat. 5:09 left to go in the first quarter. The Stockton Tigers lead the Phillipsburg Panthers 3-2. They got a 3 from Troy Rogers early in this ball game. The Panthers answered with a layup by Parker Dibble. Kagan Keaton has it at the right wing, gets a screen from Miller, and now passes it off to Ty Sides. Ty tracks it down, he dribbles to the top of the key, bounce pass to Keaton in the right corner. Keaton looks inside for Miller, can't get it to him. Sides puts up the deep 3, that one's good! Ty gets his first points of the ball game. And the Panthers now lead by 2. It's 5-2, 4:40 left to go in the first quarter. Means has it right wing. He's on the dribble, picks it up, guarded tightly by Keaton. Means looking to pass off, gets it to Cognac, back to Means. Means drives in, floater up off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Jeremy Ford. Ford gives it to Sides. Sides to Keaton left wing. Keaton thought about the 3, doesn't take it, gets it inside Miller. Free throw line jumper's good. Keaton's already got 3 assists in this ballgame. He's assisted on all 3 baskets for the Panthers. They now lead by 4, 7-3, 4:07 left to go in the first quarter. Ben Rogers has it around to Josh Hull. Hull in the center circle, guarded by Joel Ford. Down to the right wing to Means. Means puts up the 3, left that one short, no good. Rebound tracked down by Ty Sides. Sides ahead to Miller. Miller on the fast break layup is good. Miller's got 4 points, and the Panthers on a 9-0 run after the Stockton Tigers hit the early 3. Timeout by Coach Fox. We'll take one with him as you're listening to Mid-Continent League Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web. .48 left to go in the first. The Phillipsburg Panthers lead the Stockton Tigers 9-3 here in the first quarter. Final play-in game of the Mid-Continent League basketball tournament here on the boys' side. The 8-seed Phillipsburg Panthers and the 9-seed Stockton Tigers. As Josh Holt going to get called for the 5-second call, so it will be Panther basketball as into the game for the Stockton Tigers. Trevor Miller and a Quinn Coffey. Phillipsburg on a 9-0 run. Stockton scored first. A Troy Rogers 3 from the top of the key put the Tigers up first, but the Panthers now on a 9-0 run, and Kagan Keaton's assisted on 3 of those baskets. Ty Sides has it left wing. They look inside for Miller. Can't quite get it to him, so back around it goes to Joel Ford. Inside for Jeremy. Jeremy splits the defense off the glass. Counted! He's heading to the line for an and one. Be the first team foul in the Stockton Tigers. And it's going to be Jeremy Ford at the free throw line. It's on its way and no good. Rebound tracked down by Troy Rogers. That was on Quinn Coffey, his first personal foul. As Miller puts up the 3, no good. Put back by Troy Rogers, no good. Fighting for the rebound, out of bounds it goes. And they're going to say the Panthers touched it last. So Stockton basketball with 3:04 left to go in the first quarter. Phillipsburg leads 11-3. Troy Rogers to inbound, goes out front to Josh Hull. Hull on the dribble between the circles, guarded tightly by Ty Sides. Back down to Rogers' right corner. Rogers inside for Coffey at the right block. Kicks it out, stolen away by Ty Sides. Ty on the fast break ahead to Keaton. Keaton all the way in, and he's going to be fouled. This will be the first foul on Ethan Means and the second Stockton team foul. 2:50 left to go in the first quarter. Phillipsburg leads Stockton 11-3. Into the ball game, Josh Coleman, a 5'9" sophomore, as Josh Holt takes a seat. Ty Sides to inbound for the Panthers. He's looking, goes to the right corner to Joel Ford. Ford inside for Miller. Miller turnaround shot off the glass, and it's good. Miller's got 6, and Phillipsburg leads by 10, 13-3. They're on a 13-0 run. Stockton scored first. They hit a 3. Then Phillipsburg's been on the 13-0 run ever since. Troy Rogers tries to end the streak, and he does. Troy Rogers hits the 3 from the top of the key. He's got all 6. That ends the 13-0 run that the Panthers run to start here in this first quarter. As they get it inside for Jeremy Ford. He gets it tipped out, stolen away by Ethan Means. Means going to bring it back up left to right on your radio dial across the timeline with 2:14 left to go in the first quarter. 13-6. Phillipsburg leads Stockton. They kick it out to Miller. That's Trevor Miller for Stockton, left wing. He's guarded there by Kagan Keaton. Miller drives in, kicks it out to Means, left wing. Means gets a screen from Coffey, dribbles around, gets it back out to the left wing, picks up his dribble, skip pass it to Miller, right wing. Inside for Coleman, back out front to Means. Means spots up for 3 over Joel Ford, and no good. Rebound tracked down by Austin Miller. Miller gets it to Keaton. Keaton quickly up the court, finds Joel Ford in the left corner. He dribbles up to the left wing, out front to Sides. Ty back to Ford, left wing. Inside for Jeremy, left block up, blocked by Coffey. Jeremy Ford comes back down with the basketball, kicks it out front to Sides. Ty spots up for 3, no good that time, and it's rebounded by Quinn Coffey. Means has it ahead to Trevor Miller for Stockton with a minute 20 left to go in the first quarter. Phillipsburg leads 13-6. Coffey has it inside, kicks it back out. Miller 3 on its way, and it's good. As the Panthers try to get it ahead to Miller, tipped out and stolen away by the Tigers. Minute 3 left to go in the first quarter. Phillipsburg leads Stockton 13-9. Means has it out front now to Troy Rogers. Rogers picks up his dribble, gets it to Coleman to the right wing, and going to have a timeout called. Coach Fox uses his final 30-second timeout. We'll take the timeout with him with 51.3 seconds left in the first quarter. Phillipsburg Panthers lead 13-9. You're listening to MCL Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Seconds left to play. Quarter. The Phillipsburg Panthers lead the Stockton Tigers 13-9. Stockton basketball out of the timeout. Troy Rogers has it top of the key. He's going to drive all the way in. Shot is up, left it short, no good. Rebounded by Joel Ford. Ford ahead to Martin. Tyler Martin back into the ball game along with Parker Dibble. Martin has it around to Joel Ford. 29 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Sides to Ford around to Martin left wing. Martin looked inside for Jeremy Ford. Couldn't get it into him. Back to Ty Sides right wing out front to Joel Ford to Martin left wing. Martin again looking inside. They can't quite get it inside. Joel Ford has it out front now to Martin left wing. 14 seconds left to go. Skip past to Ford right wing. Ford back out front to Side. Side spots up for three again. This time it's good. Makes it 16-9, 2 seconds left. Trevor Miller blocked by Tyler Martin, and that's going to do it for the first quarter. 16-9, Phillipsburg leads Stockton. We'll be back with the second quarter right after this as you're listening to MCL Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Welcome back to Stockton High School. Jesse with you as the Phillipsburg Panthers lead the Stockton Tigers after the first quarter 16-9 here in the final boys play-in game for the 2020 Mid-Continent League Basketball Tournament. The winner will be the 8th seed in this year's tournament, and they will take on Hoxie on Tuesday night out in Hoxie. Stockton basketball to start the second quarter. Troy Rogers takes it all the way to the hole, tipped out by Joel Ford. Ball up for grabs. Quinn Coffey saves it in the hands of Trevor Miller. Miller around to Ethan Means left wing. Means backside pass for Coleman. Coleman underneath the basket. Shot is up, and he's going to be fouled. This will be the first team foul on the Panthers here in the first half. And I believe this one's going to be on Joel Ford, but we'll wait the official call. It is on Joel, his first personal foul. Again, first Panther team foul. And Josh Coleman at the free throw line. He's a 67% free throw shooter on the season. It's the first one. He now has his first point of the ball game. That's the first point that Stockton has scored that wasn't a three-pointer. As Coleman hits them both, he now has two. As Trevor Miller's hit a three for Stockton, Troy Rogers has hit two, and now Josh Coleman has 2 points from the free throw line. Phillipsburg with the basketball. Dibble has it out front now to Jeremy Ford. Ford inside for Dibble. Dibble at the right block. Kicks it underneath for Jeremy. Jeremy's shot is up and good. That makes it 18-11. Phillipsburg leads Stockton with 7:17 left to go in the first half. Troy Rogers has it between the circles. Kicks it around to the right wing to Ethan Means. Means works against Ty Sides. Means on the dribble, crosses over. He's going to use Coffey as a screen. Kicks it across the court. Troy Rogers tries to save it in. Could not. Out of bounds it goes. Phillipsburg basketball. 7:04 left to go here in the first half. Phillipsburg leads 18-11 over Stockton. Ty Sides will bring it up right to left on your radio dial across the timeline, working against Trevor Miller of the Stockton Tigers. Sides takes it to the hole. Elevates in the paint. No good. Tipped into the hands of Joel Ford. Ford to Sides. Sides gets it inside for Jeremy Ford. Troy Rogers going to get called for his first personal foul. Third Stockton team foul. And it will be Phillipsburg basketball as Ty Sides will inbound. Ben Rogers gets set to come back into the game. Troy Rogers going to take a seat. 6:48 left to play here in the first half. Phillipsburg leads Stockton 18-11. Again, the winner will play in Hoxie on a Tuesday as Ben Rogers tips that one out of the hands of Jeremy Ford. The ball will remain with Phillipsburg. The winner will be the 8th seed in this year's tournament. The loser falls to those feather bracket games that coming up throughout the rest of the week. Ty Sides inbounds to Tyler Martin. Martin has it out front. Picks up his dribble, now looking to pass off, gives it to sides. Ty inside for Jeremy Ford. Ford goes to work against Ben Rogers. Turnaround shot, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Trevor Miller saves it in. Fighting for the basketball. And a jump ball called as Joel Ford hustling there as he hit the ground. Somehow got his hands on that. Got tied up with Ben Rogers. Jump ball called. Phillipsburg basketball. 6:27 left to go in the first half. Phillipsburg leads Stockton 18-11. Ty sides again to inbound. Sides looking. He goes out front to Joel Ford. Ford back to sides in the right corner. Ty gets it in the right wing. He's looking inside. Gets to Jeremy Ford. Ford turns right, goes right. Shot is up and good. Jeremy Ford's got 6 here in the first half, and Phillipsburg leads by 9, 20-11 with 6:12 left to go in the first half. Trevor Miller finds Josh Coleman. Back to Miller in the left corner. Miller back now to Means left wing. Means on the dribble to the top of the key. He's going to drive in. Right elbow shot is on its way. Left and short, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Quinn Coffey comes away with it. His shot is up and good. It's Coffey's first points of the ball game. And it now makes it a 7-point Phillipsburg lead, 20-13. Sides inside for Dibble. Dibble back out to sides. Sides inside for Jeremy Ford. Ford block off the glass and good. So just like that, Jeremy's got 8, and we have an injured Tiger. So with 5:39 left to go in the first half, the Phillipsburg Panthers lead the Stockton Tigers 22-13. We'll take a timeout for injury. We'll be back with more of the second quarter right after this as you're listening to MCL Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Welcome back to Stockton High School. Ray with you as good to see Ben Rogers able to get up. They're looking at his right knee, but he was able to get up. He was able to kind of limp over to the sideline. We hope everything will be all right with Ben Rogers, the 6-foot senior here for the Stockton Tigers. As right now, Stockton basketball out of the timeout with 5.5 minutes left to go in the first half. Phillipsburg leads 22-13. Troy Rogers has it right. Block off the front of the iron. No good. Rebounded by Jeremy Ford. He passes it ahead to Joel. Joel Ford has the top of the key, now to sides. Sides between the circles, gets a screen from Jeremy Ford. Hop step out to Keaton, right corner. Keaton up to the right wing, now top of the key, hands it off to Joel Ford there. Ford fakes right, goes left, loses the handle on it. Keaton saves it from going out of bounds. Fighting for the basketball are Keaton and Josh Coleman. Jump ball called. It will be Stockton basketball. 5:07 left to go in the first half. Phillipsburg leads Stockton 22-13. Troy Rogers will inbound the basketball. Joel Ford takes his seat. Ethan Leidig comes into the game for the first time for the Panthers. Ethan Means brings the ball up the court for Stockton. He works against Ty Sides, gets a screen out front. Means 3 on its way, no good. Left that one short, rebounded by Coleman. Coleman out front to Troy Rogers. They leave him open. He'll spot up for 3, and he'll bury his third of the first half. Troy Rogers has 3 threes here in the first half. He's got 9, and Stockton cuts in the lead. It's now 22-16. Ethan Light again to get called for the travel. So ball goes right back the other way with the Stockton Tigers. 4:44 left to go in the first half. Phillipsburg leads Stockton 22-16. And Ethan Means brings it back up the court for Stockton. Left to right on your radio dial. Across the timeline between the circles. Now down to the right wing to Josh Coleman. Out front to Troy Rogers. Rogers back around to Trevor Miller. Miller with it left side, back to the right side to Coleman. Coleman out front to Means. Means between the circles, looking, now puts the ball on the court. He'll drive all the way down to the left baseline, loses the handle on it, picks it up, finds Coleman, the right block up, and good, counted. He's heading the line for an and one. Well, let's see. Yeah, they are going to say an and one. Coleman's got 4. Leidig picks up his first personal foul, second Panther team foul. Tyler Martin comes back in. Parker Dibble comes back in. Jeremy Ford takes his seat. Ethan Leidig takes his seat. Coleman at the free throw line. His and one attempt is good. He's now 3 for 3 from the line. He's got 5 points. And the Stockton Tigers make this one much closer. It's now 22-19 with 4:12 left to go in the first half. Dibble has it out front. He drives in, kicks out to Martin left corner. Inside for Miller. Miller corrals it at the left block, and he's going to be fouled. 4th team foul on the Stockton Tigers. And it's going to be on Josh Coleman, his first. Gage Cognac comes back into the ball game. Quinn Coffey going to take a seat. 4:05 left to play in the first half. Phillipsburg leads 22-19. Martin has it to side. Sides pump fakes between the legs dribble. Gets a double screen out front. Step back 3 for Sides is no good. Rebound put back by Martin, no good. Put back by Dibble is good. Dibble's got 4, and the Panthers now lead 24-19. Trevor Miller, quick on the trigger 3 is good. Miller's got 6, and now it's a 2-point ball game as Ty Sides looks inside for Austin Miller, stolen away by Ethan Means. Means all the way to the left, block up, no good. Rebound fought for Trevor Miller, comes down with it. Miller kicks it out to Coleman. Coleman, right wing 3's on its way, good! And just like that, the Stockton Tigers take their first lead since they led 3-0, 25-24. Stockton leads Phillipsburg with 3:12 left to go in the first half. Dibble has it down to the right corner to Miller. Miller, skip pass to Sides between the circles. He gets a screen from Dibble. Sides on the dribble down to the right wing. They leave him open. They get it inside for Miller. Miller then gets it stripped by Trevor Miller. Trevor Miller for Stockton gives it off to Josh Coleman. 2:55 left to go in the first half. Stockton leads Phillipsburg 25-24. Trevor Miller ahead to Rogers. Troy Rogers with it, right wing. Fakes left, goes right, takes it to the hole. Right block up, counted. He's going to line for an and one. Rogers has 11. And the foul's on Austin Miller, his first personal foul, 3rd a Panthers team foul. Troy Rogers at the free throw line. He's 3 for 3 on the year from the charity stripe. His first one's on, or his and one's on the way, rolls out, no good. Rebounded by Austin Miller. He's got 3 here in the first half. Stockton Tigers lead by 3, 27-24. 2:35 left to go in the first half. Ty Sides with the left wing for Phillipsburg. Backside pass for Miller. Up and good. What a look by Ty Sides to find a cutting Miller towards the basket. He's got 8. Sides has 2 assists. And Phillipsburg now trails by 1, 27-26. 2:20 left to go in the first half. Trevor Miller has it for Stockton right side. He's guarded there by Ty Sides. Ty tips it. Ty tips it out in front. He's got a layup opportunity, and it's good. Sides has 8, and it puts the Panthers back up by 1, 28-27. 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. Back and forth we go between the 8 and 9 seeds in this year's tournament. Phillipsburg the 8, Stockton the 9. As Josh Coleman has it right wing. He's looking, letting the offense set up now to Miller between the circles. Miller gets the screen out front from Cognac. He'll drive all the way to the hole. Kicks it out to Rogers. Rogers now to Means left wing. Means spin move at the left block. Left shot is up, and it's good. The leading scorer for the Stockton Tigers gets his first points of the ball game with 1:36 left to go as the Stockton Tigers take it back the other way again off of a steal as Coleman has it out front to Miller. Miller's 3 on its way. That one off the back of the iron, no good. Rebounded by Means. Means now looking to pass off, dribbles out, and it's going to go out of bounds off of the Stockton Tigers. It will be Phillipsburg basketball. 1:22 left to go in the first half, and Stockton leads by 1, 29-28. Kagan Keaton brings it right to left on your radio dial across the timeline out front to Dibble. Dibble on the dribble, leaves it inside for Ty Sides. Sides back to Miller. Free throw line jumper for Austin. Left that short, no good. Rebounded by Troy Rogers. Rogers passes it ahead to Trevor Miller. 1:04 left to go in the first half. Stockton leads Phillipsburg by 1, 29-28. Coleman has it. Out front to Troy Rogers. Rogers fakes left, goes right, loses the handle on it. Stolen away by Ty Sides. Sides then going to be fouled by Troy Rogers. That'll be his second personal foul. 5th a Stockton team foul. Josh Hull comes back into the ball game. A 5'11 junior for Stockton. Troy Rogers going to take a seat. 50.6 seconds left to go in the first half. Stockton leads Phillipsburg by 1, 29-28. Phillipsburg basketball as Ty Sides calls out the offense as he crosses the timeline. 45 seconds left to play in the first half. Dibble has it around to Martin right wing. Inside for Sides. Tipped out by Cognac. Out of bounds. And it will remain Phillipsburg basketball. 39 seconds left to go here in the first half. Stockton leads Phillipsburg by 1, 29-28 here in the final play-in game of the boys tournament. Miller gets the inbound, skip pass to Keaton left wing. Keaton out front to Martin, 33 seconds of counting left to go. Martin resets the offense, back to the left wing to Keaton. Keaton on the dribble. 24 seconds left to play. Keaton out to Martin, now to Sides right wing. Sides back out front to Keaton between the circles, 18 seconds of counting left to play. Stockton leads by 1, 29-28. Keaton in the center circle, hands it off to Sides, 10 seconds left. Phillipsburg looking for the final shot here in the first half as Sides makes his approach, 6 seconds left. Sides all the way inside, kicks it across the court, ball up for grabs, still fighting for it, and that's how the first half ends with Stockton up 29-28. We'll take a timeout here. We'll be back to wrap up the first half right after this as you're listening to MCL Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web.
Next Thursday.
Welcome back to Stockton High School. Jesse with you as we get set for the second half of the final game of the day. The number 8 seed Phillipsburg Panthers taking on the number 9 seed Stockton Tigers, and the Phillipsburg Panthers will start the second half with the basketball down by 1, 29-28. Stockton leads. Miller gets it inside. Miller turnaround shot, no good. Fighting for the rebound. Keaton comes down with it. Keaton out to Martin. Martin's three, no good. Rebound, and Jeremy Ford going to get called for over the back. His first personal foul. First Panthers team foul. 7:44 left to go in the third quarter. Stockton leads Phillipsburg by 1, 29-28. The Panthers now coming out in that full court press here in the second half. Means has it to Miller. Miller back to Means. Means across the court pass to Troy Rogers, left wing. Out front to Trevor Miller. Back to Means between the circles. Stockton leads by 1, 29-28. Means hands it off to Miller, left wing. Miller picked up by Jeremy Ford. Picks up his dribble, gets it inside for Rogers. Rogers in the paint, turnaround shot, high off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound fought for, and Hull comes away with it. Hull to Cognac, back to Means. Means drives inside, floater is up, and good. Means has 4, and Stockton goes up by 3, 31-28. Martin has it right corner inside for Miller. Miller turnaround shot in the paint, left that one short. Rebounded by Means, his second rebound, and he'll bring it back up right to left on your radio dial across the timeline. Just under 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Stockton leads by 3, 31-28. Hull has it inside, tipped out, and stolen away by Keaton. Keaton pushes it up the court now for the Panthers, down to the top of the key. Gets a screen out front. Looks to the sideline. Goes to the right wing now to Martin. Martin looking. Goes out front to Ty sides between the circles. Ty spots up for 3 and no good. Rebound fought for. Still fighting for it. And Troy Rogers comes away with the rebound. He's got 6 unofficially here in this ball game. And Stockton continues to lead by 3. 31-28 with 6:15 left to go in the third quarter. Cognac has on the left baseline. Kicks it out to Miller. Out front to Hull. Hull around to the right wing to Means. Means guarded there by Keaton. Means on the dribble. Behind the back out to the right wing he goes. Down to the right baseline. Picks up his dribble. Skip pass. Picked up by Hull. Now to Miller. Back to Hull. Hull spots up for 3. Left it short. Rebounded by Sides. Ty brings it up the court. Ahead to Keaton. Keaton finds an opening. He's going to take it all the way to the basket. And they're going to say the foul is on the floor. First team foul on Stockton here in the second half. And it's going to be on Troy Rogers, his third. Ben Rogers comes back in, so good to see Ben back into this ball game. He went down with an apparent knee injury there in the first half, tweaked it just a little bit. Looks like he's coming out of halftime, jogged out on the court, so he's ready to go. So good to see Ben Rogers come back from that knee injury there in the first half. Ty Sides drives in, loses the handle on it, fighting for the basketball. Keaton comes away with the loose ball. So Phillipsburg remains with the basketball, down by 3, 31-28. 5.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Miller has it and gonna have a foul call. Jace Hull with his first personal foul, second Stockton team foul. Ty Sides to inbound for Phillipsburg, down by 3, 31-28. Stockton leads Phillipsburg. Just under 5.5 minutes left to go here in the third quarter. Miller hands it back off to Sides. Ty between the circles. He's going to drive in, kicks out to Martin, left wing. Martin gets a screen out front for Miller. Going to reset the offense with 5:15 left to go in the third quarter to Jeremy Ford, right wing. Ford with it, looking inside. Now bounce pass out front to Sides, around the left wing to Martin. Martin inside for Ford. Ford is going to be fouled. Third team foul on the Stockton Tigers. And it will be the first on Gage Cognac. Jeremy Ford to the free throw line. Again, he already has a new career high. He's hit 7 points twice this season for career highs. Now he's got 8 here in the through the first half. And first one is no good. 0 of 2 from the free throw line in this ball game so far. He's 5 of 11 coming into the ball game, shooting just 45%. Second one's on its way. That one is good. Ford's got 9. And Phillipsburg cuts it down to 2. It's 31-29, 5:05 left to go here in the third quarter. The winner takes on Hoxie on Tuesday. Ben Rogers has it out front now to Miller. Trevor Miller, right side, picked up by Ty Sides, down to Ben Rogers in the right corner. Out to Means, right wing. He's on the dribble, guarded by Kagan Keaton. Crosses over, gets a screen by Cognac. Ball gets tipped around. Jeremy Ford tips it right into the hands of Kagan Keaton. Keaton ahead to Martin. Martin looks inside for Miller, can't quite get it to him. Sides has it out front between the circles. They reset the offense to Martin, right wing. He gets a screen from Miller. Martin drives in, bounce pass down to Miller on the baseline. Inside for Jeremy Ford. Ford right block up. He's headed back to the free throw line as that's the 4th team foul on the Tigers and the 2nd on Jace Hull. So Jeremy Ford heads back to the free throw line to try to cut into this Stockton Tiger lead. 4:28 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Stockton leads by 2, 31-29 as Ford's first one just off the front of the iron, no good. Quinn Coffey into the ball game. Gage Cognac takes a seat. Jace Hull takes a seat. Josh Coleman comes in. Joel Ford comes in, and Ty Sides going to take a seat. 4:28 left to play in this 3rd quarter. Stockton leads by 2, 31-29 as Jeremy Ford misses that one. And it will be Stockton basketball. Full court pressure by the Panthers. Josh Coleman will inbound for Stockton. Coleman gets it into Means. Means back to Coleman. Coleman quickly across the timeline, picks up his dribble, looking to pass off, gives it to Ben Rogers right side. Back out in the center circle to Means, goes to basketball. Means on the dribble, working against Joel Ford, down to the left corner to Miller. Now back to Ben Rogers. Rogers gets a screen out front from Coffey. Gets the ball inside for Coffey. It's blocked by the Ford twins. Both of them got a hand on that one as Jeremy gives it off to Joel. Joel down to the right wing, inside for Miller. Tipped out by Trevor Miller. Austin back to Joel. Right wing three, no good. Rebounded by Tyler Martin. And then Martin going to be fouled. This will be the 5th team foul on the Stockton Tigers. And it's going to be on Josh Coleman, his 2nd. 3:55 left to go in the 3rd quarter. 31-29. Stockton, the 9 seed, leads the number 8 seed Phillipsburg Panthers. .355 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Again, Stockton leads Phillipsburg by 2, 31-29. Phillipsburg the 8 seed, Stockton the 9 seed. The winner takes on the number 1 seed, Hoxie, as now there's going to be a foul called on Phillipsburg, their 2nd team foul, and it will be the 2nd on Joel Ford. And Joel trying to get through Ben Rogers, just kind of pushed him, so gets called for the foul as Rogers gets the inbounds ahead to Trevor Miller. Miller at the right wing. Picks up his dribble, now looking to pass off. Gets it to cutting Josh Coleman. Coleman up under and good. Coleman split the defense and got the 2 points, and it gives the Tigers a 33-29 lead. Joel Ford's 3, no good. Rebounded by Trevor Miller. Then it's stolen back by the Panthers as Martin puts up the 3, no good. Rebound fought for, and Austin Miller going to get called for his 2nd personal foul. 3rd Panthers team foul. Ty Sides gets set to come back into the game. Parker Dibble comes back into the ball game. Sides comes in for Keaton, and a Dibble comes in for Jeremy Ford. 3:29 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Stockton leads Phillipsburg 33-29. Full court pressure by the Panthers as Josh Coleman inbounds to Ethan Means. Means brings it up the court for the Stockton Tigers. Right to left on your radio dial across the timeline, guarded tightly by Tyler Martin. Means picks up his dribble out front to Coleman. Coleman gets it to Coffey. Coffey fakes left, goes right, picks up his dribble, shot is off the glass, no good, rebounded by Miller. Miller to Ford, ahead to Sides. Ty pushes it up to the right wing. Inside for Dibble. Dibble out to Miller. Miller free throw line jumper over Coffey's good. Miller's got 10. And Phillipsburg again makes it a 2-point ball game, 33-31, 2:53 left to go in this game. Trevor Miller, 3 from the left corner, is good. Miller's got 9 for Stockton. Makes it 36-31. Austin Miller gets it inside. Quinn Coffey going to get called for the foul. His 2nd personal foul. 6th Tiger team foul. 2:42 left to go in this 3rd quarter. The Stockton Tigers lead the Phillipsburg Panthers by 5, 36-31. Austin Miller at the free throw line with a chance to cut into that lead. First one for Miller is up and no good. Kagan Keaton comes back into the ball game. Tyler Martin takes a seat. Troy Rogers comes back in for Stockton, and Ethan Means takes a seat. 2:42 left to go in the third quarter. Stockton with their biggest lead of the ball game. They lead by 5, 36-31. Austin Miller getting set for his second one. It's on its way off the back of the iron. No good. Tipped out by Joel Ford, but right into the hands of Trevor Miller. Miller for the Stockton Tigers brings it across the timeline with 2:35 left to go in the third quarter. Rogers inside for Coffey, tipped down by Austin Miller, and it will remain Stockton basketball. Jeremy Ford comes back in. Austin Miller going to take a seat. Miller, the only Panther to reach double digits at this point. He's got 10. Troy Rogers inbounds to Trevor Miller for Stockton. He's at the left wing, looks at the three, takes the three, buries the three. He's got 4 3-pointers in this ball game, and Stockton now leads by 8, 39-31. Joe Ford going to get called for the charge, his third personal foul. Fourth Panthers team foul. Quinn Coffey had his feet set, took that charge. His second charge drawn on the season. And Coach Sides wants a timeout. Talk to his team. 2:19 left to play in the third quarter. Stockton with their biggest lead of the ball game. It's 39-31. You're listening to MCL Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web. With their big lead of this ball game over the Phillipsburg Panthers. The 8-seed Panthers, the 9-seed Stockton Tigers here in the 2020 Mid-Continent League Boys Basketball Tournament. The winner takes on Hoxie, the number 1 seed, on a Tuesday out in Hoxie. 2:15 left to play in the third quarter against Stockton with their biggest lead at 8 points, 39-31. Josh Coleman drives in, picks up his dribble, looking to pass off, gives it to Trevor Miller. Miller out front to Ben Rogers. Rogers guarded tightly by Jeremy Ford. Dribbles over to the right wing, all the way down to the right corner. Now to Troy Rogers, right wing out front to Coleman. Coleman pump fake, kicks out Trevor Miller, 3 on its way, left that one short. And Josh Coleman going to get called for the foul. His third. And 7th Tiger team foul. So Jeremy Ford will head to the free throw line to shoot 1 of 1 for the Panthers. Just 1 of 4 in this ball game from the free throw line. He was 5 of 11 coming into the ball game. Minute 50 left to play as Ethan Means comes back in. Coleman going to take a seat with those 3 fouls for Stockton. Jeremy Ford has a chance to cut into this 8-point lead. 39-31. Stockton leads the Phillipsburg here in the third quarter. Again, a minute 50 left to play. Ford's the first end of the 1-on-1. Rattles out, no good. Rebounded by Quinn Coffey. Means behind the back dribble across the timeline down to the left wing. Guarded tightly there by Kagan Keaton. They swing it around to Troy Rogers, right side. Rogers on the dribble. Inside for Means. Tipped and stolen away by Keaton. Keaton pushes it up the court for the Panthers. Down to the left wing. Kicks it out to Joel Ford, left wing. He dribbles to the free throw line. Drives in. Leaves underneath for Dibble. Up and no good. Put back by Dibble is good. Dibble's got 6, and it makes it a 6-point game, 39-33. Stockton leads Phillipsburg with a minute 12 left to play here in the third quarter. Ethan Means has it left wing out front to Troy Rogers. Rogers fakes left, goes right, drives all the way in, splits the defense off the back of the iron, no good. And now a foul going to be called. It's going to be on Troy Rogers, his 4th personal foul. 8th Stockton team foul, and Kagan Keaton will make the long trip down to the other end to shoot 1-and-1. Chase Hull back into the ball game for Stockton. Rogers going to take a seat with those 4 fouls. Tyler Martin will be coming in for Kagan Keaton after the free throws. Keaton at the free throw line looking for his first point of the ball game, trying to cut it into the 6-point Stockton Tiger lead with a minute 2 left to play in the third. First end of the 1-on-1 is good for Keaton, his first point of the ball game. Now makes it 39-34 with 1:02 left to play in the third quarter. Second one for Keaton is good as well. It rattles in as Tyler Martin comes in. Keaton going to take a seat. Full court pressure put on by the Panthers. 1:02 left to play in the third quarter. Stockton leads by 4, 39-35. Means has it to Ben Rogers. Rogers ahead to Trevor Miller. Miller ahead to Coffey. Coffey down to the right corner to Rogers. Ben Rogers drives the baseline. Right block up and good. Makes it 41-35. Tyler Martin drives in, loses the handle on it. Stolen away by Quinn Coffey. Coffey gets it to Means. Means ahead to Ben Rogers. Rogers down to the left wing. Rogers on the dribble. Out front with it goes Ben Rogers with 28 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Down to Means in the right corner. Means fakes left, drives right baseline, kicks it out to Hull. Hull for three, no good. Rebound tracked down by Ty Sides. Sides brings it up with 16 seconds left to go. Down by 6, 41-35. Sides drives in, splits the defense off the glass, and it's good. Ty Sides has 10. The Panthers trail 41-37. 5 seconds left to go. Ethan Means, half court at the buzzer, and no good. That's how the third quarter ends with Stockton up 41-37. We'll take a timeout here. We'll be back with the fourth quarter of action right after this as you're listening to MCL Tournament basketball coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web. As we get set for the fourth and final quarter of this one, the winner takes on the number 1 seed Hoxie Indians on a Tuesday night over in Hoxie. So number 9 seed right now leads the number 8 seed 41-37. The higher seed has won every game so far here in these play-in games, as it is Stockton basketball. Starts the fourth quarter. Ben Rogers has it right corner. Rogers looking. He's guarded tightly by Dibble. Gets it inside for Coffey. Coffey blocked by Miller. Into the hands of Ty Sides. Sides loses the handle on it. Going to be kicked by Ethan Means, so it will be Panther basketball. 7:40 left to go in the ball game, and Stockton leads Phillipsburg by 4, 41-37. Ty Sides will inbound under his own basket. Gets it into Dibble in the left elbow. Dibble drives in, kicks it out to Keaton left wing. Keaton drives in, back out front to Side. Side spots up deep three. No good. It rattles out, fighting for the rebound, and Means comes away with it. Means out to Trevor Miller, back to Means. Means pushes it up the court for Stockton, down to the top of the key, kicks it underneath for Hull. Hull up, under, and good. Makes it 43-37. Keaton up and under, and he's going to be fouled. 9th foul on the Stockton Tigers. Kagan Keaton will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Fouls on Ben Rogers, his first personal foul. So Keaton back at the free throw line to shoot 2 for the Panthers. 7:09 left to play in the ball game. Stockton leads 43-37. First one for Keaton is good. He now has 3 points, and it makes it 43-38. 5-point Stockton Tiger lead. Keaton trying to make it a 4-point game and does so. 39-43, again a 4-point, the Stockton Tiger lead. Trevor Miller has it ahead to Jace Hull. Hull has it out front to Means. Means out front with it now to Ben Rogers. Rogers looks inside, now down to Trevor Miller right wing. Miller inside for Means. Means all the way underneath the basket, kicks it out the hole, and top of the key, Rogers three, good. Ben Rogers has 5, and it makes it 46-39. Stockton leads Phillipsburg with 6:33 left to go in this ball game. Ty Sides has it out front, top of the key. Free throw line all the way inside. Picks up his dribble. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Ben Rogers. Rogers outlets ahead to Means. Ethan Means pushes it up the court. Ahead to Trevor Miller, right wing. Down to the right corner to Hole. Hole's three's on its way. No good. Tipped out and fighting for the rebound. Coffey comes away with it. Coffey to Ben Rogers. Back around to Trevor Miller between the circles. Now to Ben Rogers, left wing. Rogers picked up by Parker Dibble out front. Inside for Means. Means at the left elbow to the free throw line. Spin move in the paint. Kicks it back out the hole. Hole to Rogers. Down to Miller. Back to Rogers, top of the key. Gets a screen from Coffey. Rogers drives to the hole. Euro step, no good with the left hand, and then he couldn't come down with the rebound. Out of bounds it goes, and it will be Phillipsburg basketball. 5:47 left to go in this ball game. Stockton leads Phillipsburg by 7, 46-39. Parker Dibble inbounds to Ty Sides. Sides brings it up the court. Calls out the offense as he crosses over the timeline. 5:40 left to go. Austin Miller inside shot, no good. Rebound tracked down by Ethan Means. Means again pushes it up the court, tipped out by Keaton. Means tracks it back down. Means gonna get called for the travel, and it will be Phillipsburg basketball. Jeremy Ford comes back in. Parker Dibble gonna take a seat. Joel Ford comes back in, and Kagan Keaton gonna take a seat. 5:27 left to go in the fourth quarter. Josh Coleman comes back in for Stockton. Jace Hull takes a seat. 46-39, Stockton leads Phillipsburg here in the final play-in game of the boys at 2020 Mid-Continental League Basketball Tournament. The winner will be the 8th seed in this year's tournament and will take on Hoxie on a Tuesday. Ty Sides drives all the way to the hole. Shot no good, gets his own rebound. Sides dribbles out, puts up the three, buries it. Ty's got 13, and Phillipsburg trails by 4, 46-42. Trevor Miller all the way inside, left block up and good. Miller's got 14, his first points that didn't come from beyond the arc. He's already hit 4 three-pointers in this one, and Stockton goes back up by 6, 48-42. Austin Miller with it out front, now to the left wing to Martin. Martin out front to Sides quick on the trigger, three, rattles out, no good. Fighting for the rebound, Joel Ford comes down with it, and he's going to be fouled. 10th team foul in the Stockton Tigers, and Joel Ford will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Fouls on Ben Rogers, his second. 4:47 left to play in this ball game. Stockton leads 48-42 over Phillipsburg. So Joel Ford at the free throw line looking for his first point of the ball game, trying to cut into the Stockton lead. Ford's first is on its way, rattles out, no good. Troy Rogers into the ball game. Ben Rogers takes a seat. And Stockton wants a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them. You're listening to Mid-Continental League Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web. (48-42), the Stockton Tigers lead by 6 over the Phillipsburg Panthers. Phillipsburg outscored Stockton in the first quarter 16-9. Stockton outscored Phillipsburg 20-12 in the second quarter to lead by 1, 29-28 at halftime. Stockton then outscored Phillipsburg 12-9 in the third quarter to lead 41-37 at the end of 3. And now it's 48-42, a 6-point Tiger lead. Joel Ford at the free throw line for one free throw. Looks like we're getting ready to go here. Joel gets set for his second free throw. On its way. That one is good. His first point of the ball game. And it makes it a 5-point game, 48-43. 4:45 left to go. Josh Coleman has it right side for Stockton out front to Troy Rogers. Rogers on the dribble down to the right wing, down to the right corner to Coleman. Coleman out front to Means. Means gets a screen from Coffey. Drives in, picks up his dribble. Backside pass for Rogers now to Miller. Miller three on its way. That one no good. Rebounded by Joel Ford. Ford ahead to sides. Ty brings it up the left sideline. Asking for a screen, gets it out front and drives all the way to the basket. No good. It rolls off the front of the iron and rebounded by Ethan Means. Means ahead to Trevor Miller. He'll go up the right sideline, right to left on your radio dial to Coleman, right corner out front to Means. Means with 4:05 left to go in the ball game. Stockton leads Phillipsburg 48-43. Ethan Means for Stockton has it out front. Picks up his dribble now to Trevor Miller. Miller back out front to Coleman. Coleman gets a screen from Coffey, doesn't use it, drives all the way in left block. Circus shot, no good, tipped around, and Coleman comes down with his own rebound. He kicks it back out to Miller. Trevor Miller on the drive. Out to between the circles, a Coleman left wing. Down to Means, top of the key. Means looks inside for Coffey. Now drives inside, left block, and gonna have a jump ball called as Jeremy Ford got his hands on it. Phillipsburg basketball, 3:35 left to go. Stockton leads Phillipsburg by 5, 48-43. Stockton 4-5 on the year. Phillipsburg 5-4 on the year. Phillipsburg the 8 seed, Stockton the 9 seed. Stockton leads right now by 5 with 3.5 to go in this fourth quarter. Ford has it inside for Miller. Turnaround blocked out there by Quinn Coffey. Out of bounds it goes, and it will be Phillipsburg basketball as Quinn Coffey set that one towards the stage. 3:22 left to go in this ball game. Stockton leads by 5 at 48-43. Ty Sides gets the screen out front from Jeremy Ford, finds an opening, drives in, right block off the glass, no good. Put back by Sides, no good. Put back by Miller, good, counted, he's heading line for an and one. Miller's got 12 and a chance to cut into this lead even more. 3:12 left to go in the fourth quarter as Ethan Means picks up his second personal foul. 48-45 as Stockton leads by 3. Miller with a chance to cut it down to 2. Free throws on its way for Austin Miller. No good. Rebound tracked down by Quinn Coffey. And ball going to be tipped out of bounds by Tyler Martin, so it will be Stockton basketball. 3:08 left to go in the fourth quarter. Stockton leads by 3, 48-45. Means gets the entry pass. He works against Joel Ford across the timeline. Means behind the back dribble between the circles. Down to the right wing. Picks up his dribble inside for Josh Coleman. Touch pass to Troy Rogers. Left corner 3. No good. Rebound tracked down by Tyler Martin. Martin passes it ahead to Ty Sides. Down by 3. Phillipsburg trails 48-45. Ty Sides. No good. Rebound fought for. Tyler Martin comes away with it. Martin now to Sides. Sides picks up his dribble. Looks to pass off. Sides still looking, gets it out to Joel Ford, and Coach Sides calls a timeout before Ty got called for that 5-second call. 30-second timeout by the Panthers. We'll take one with them. 2:35 left to go in this ballgame. Stockton leads by 3, 48-45. You're listening to MCL Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web. (48-45). The Stockton Tigers lead the Phillipsburg Panthers by 3. Sides gets it inside for Miller. Austin up and good from the left block. Miller's got 14, and it's now a 1-point game. Stockton leads Phillipsburg 48-47. 2:23 left to go. Means has it Coleman left wing. Coleman out front to Miller. Miller down to the right corner to Rogers. Rogers works against Jeremy Ford. Looking, gets it out front to Trevor Miller, guarded there by Ty Sides. Miller drives in, kicks out to Rogers' right corner. He'll drive baseline, kicks it to Coffey at the right elbow. And Joel Ford gets called for his 4th personal foul. 5th Panther team foul. Kagan Keaton comes back into the ballgame for the Panthers. Joel Ford takes a seat with those 4 fouls. 2:04 left to play in the ball game. Stockton leads by 1, 48-47 over Phillipsburg. Trevor Miller has it right corner for Stockton. Out front to Coleman, now between the circles to Means. Means back to Trevor Miller, guarded by Tyler Martin. Miller has it. Down to Josh Coleman, right wing. Coleman on the dribble, drives in, kicks it out to Miller, left wing. Out front to Rogers. Rogers head fakes, now on the dribble, back out front to Means. 1:40 left to play. Means on the dribble, picks it up at the free throw line underneath for Coleman, up and good. Coleman's got 12, and it makes it a three-point game once again, 50-47. Martin has it right wing, out front to Sides. Sides thought about the three. Now he'll put up the spike line three, and he buries it. Ty Sides from deep, ties things up. He's got 16, and we're tied at 50 with 1:10 left to go in the ball game. Ethan Means has it behind the back dribble, down to the left elbow, underneath for Quinn Coffey at the left block. Coffey kicks out to Coleman, left wing. Out front to Miller. Trevor Miller, guarded by Ty Sides. Back to Coleman, left wing. Coleman guarded tightly by Tyler Martin. Inside for Quinn Coffey at the left block. They kick it back out front to Rogers. Now to Miller, right side. 48 seconds counting left to go. We're tied at 50. Ethan Means has it in the right corner. Back out front to Miller. Miller back to Means, right wing. 41 seconds of counting left to play. We're tied at 50. Means picks up his dribble. Looks underneath. Tipped by Keaton in the hands of Coffey. Back underneath for Rogers. No good. Tipped out by Rogers. Fighting for the rebound. And Rogers is going to get called for his fifth and final foul. As Jeremy Ford in position got knocked to the ground, and he'll head to the free throw line to try to give the Panthers a lead with 30.5 seconds left to go, and we're tied at 50. Rogers fouls out with 11 points, unofficially 6 rebounds and a steal for Troy Rogers. Jeremy Ford heads to the free throw line, and Coach Sides wants a timeout. We'll take one with him. 30.5 seconds left to go. We're tied at 50, and Jeremy Ford will be at the free throw line for the Panthers after the timeout. You're listening to Mid-Continent League Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web. Tied at 50. And Jeremy Ford at the free throw line for the Phillipsburg Panthers, the 8-seed Panthers and the 9-seed Stockton Tigers here in the Mid-Continent League Basketball Tournament. Play-in games. The winner will be the 8-seed in the first round, and they will take on the number 1 seed, Hoxie Indians. Jeremy at the free throw line. First one's up and good. He has 10, his first double-digit game of his young career, just a sophomore. His previous career high was 7. Second one's on its way for Jeremy. That one no good. It rattles out. Rebounded by Quinn Coffey. Coffey gives it to Means. 25 seconds left. Means ahead to Ben Rogers. Rogers in the center circle. On the dribble. Down to the right corner to Coleman. Coleman out front to Miller. Trevor Miller on the dribble, guarded there by Jeremy Ford. Miller asking for a screen. Now on the dribble. Trevor Miller at the right wing. Drives to the free throw line. Jumpers up. And it is no good. Fighting for the rebound. Tipped out. They're going to say it's last touch by Quinn Coffey. Now we're going to have a discussion as Austin Miller was up with Coffey. Now all 3 refs discussing things, trying to get this call down. And they're going to say last touch by the Panthers. 3.9 seconds left. And the Phillipsburg Panthers lead 51-50. Joel Ford comes into the ball game. Jeremy Ford going to take a seat. And Kyle Fox calls a timeout. We'll take a timeout with them as this one down to the wire. 3.9 seconds left to play. Phillipsburg leads 51-50. Stockton ball after this timeout. You're listening to Mid-Continent League Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web. 50. The Phillipsburg Panthers lead the Stockton Tigers by 1. It will be Stockton basketball out of the timeout. The 8-seed Panthers right now, again, a 1-point lead over the 9-seed Stockton Tigers. The winner will be the 8-seed in this year's tournament and will take on the number 1-seed Hoxie Indians on a Tuesday. Ben Rogers, Ethan Means, Quinn Coffey, Josh Coleman, and Trevor Miller for the Stockton Tigers. Austin Miller, Ty Sides, Parker Dibble, Joel Ford, and Kagan Keaton for the Panthers. Ben Rogers will inbound the basketball underneath his own basket. 3.9 seconds left to go, and now Coach Sides sees what they got drawn up, so he'll take a timeout, reset their defense, and I'm sure Coach Fox will reset his offense after this timeout, but we'll just keep this one here. 30 seconds left to go in this ball game. Phillipsburg leads by 1, 51-50. And so Phillipsburg led 16-9 after the first quarter. They led Stockton outscored Phillipsburg 20-12 in the second quarter, lead 29-28 at halftime. Stockton then outscored Phillipsburg 12-9 in the third quarter, lead 41-37 at the end of 3. Phillipsburg has since outscored Stockton 14-9 in this fourth quarter to lead by 1, 51-50. Both coaches have a full timeout left. 3.9 seconds left. Rogers, Means, Coffey, Coleman, and Miller for the Stockton Tigers. Joel Ford, Parker Dibble, Austin Miller, Ty Sides, and Kagan Keaton for the Panthers. Means on the dribble, shot over Austin Miller, no good, and the Panthers win. The Panthers come back and win 51-50 over the Stockton Tigers, and the Panthers will be the number 8 seed and take on the Hoxie Indians Tuesday night in Hoxie. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back and wrap things up for you from Stockton right after this as you're listening to MCL Basketball Tournament coverage on KQMA and the World Wide Web.